live. Or rather, not yet, but eventually.
Penis.
Lied to us.
Well, we're live now.
You
It takes like 10 seconds for it to like get its thing up or whatever. Oh man, never mind.
It's like the first thing they hear is him saying penis.
Yeah.
And get its thing up, really?
You know, it's just got to do what it's got to do. Anyways, welcome to the Ilderon Tales. This is Group 1, technically. Blades of Honor, episode 20. I'm not even going to pretend to do a roll call tonight. Unless you guys want to go down the list, we can just go alphabetically in Discord.
You
guys
do a
want-
roll call. Here's your job.
Okay, I will do a roll call then. It's my job. It's going to take a year and a half. We got JD tonight controlling primarily Malik. Tristan may come up in the story. He may not. We have Justin finally back after, oh my gosh, we missed him for so long, controlling Woody. We have Taylor controlling Lumagrax. That's me in Discord. Marked up one. I don't remember.
Mark one up.
Oh, Mark one up. Okay, yeah, that's JJ. JJ is controlling Carter tonight, who may make an appearance in the storyline. Then we have Eric controlling Nomad tonight. And Zymor might make or my role might make an appearance tonight. Jeff controlling Lantier, who is definitely here tonight, and for a final session we have Wesley controlling Dirge. I just learned what a Dirge was too a week and a half ago, and I feel so sad that I didn't put that together earlier.
I just chose a neat sounding word because that's how I.
Yeah. Oh hey. Dirge is actually kind of relevant tonight because the theme of tonight is a funeral, so... Yeah. When we last left Group 1 off, they had gone... They had regrouped. They had a pretty eventful session just talking to each other. Everybody coming onto the same page. I think you guys went shopping. And then while you were walking through town, you guys found a group of Heart of Embers people. Our members harassing a fire spawn and another woman whose name slips me, but I got her NPC card. You guys rescued, and I say rescued with quotations, Nomad and... Oh my gosh, what is this woman's name?
You asked for it.
Yeah, you guys... Oh, I have it right here in front of me. You guys rescued Nomad and this woman who you don't know yet, who you just paid literally 150 gold to scribe down all of your tales. And she has been following you ever since. You regrouped at the house. At the safe house, once again with quotation marks, and you found out that it's actually Elena's personal residence in the city. When you guys got there, there was a entourage of the Surreals, our servants waiting for you. They delivered the payment that Rachia promised. And then they also said the party had been arrested, but your bonds had been paid out of the payment promised. And then before they departed, they left Malik with an invitational to the memorial service he said he was going to attend. Then Elena and Woody returned to the party. And Elena had showed the party that she had completed in the time that they'd been in the capital. She had completed the final pieces needed to make her weapon of mass destruction. She showed it to the party, and immediately everybody was sickened by it. I think one person passed the check. I think it was Woody who actually saw it. And it was just like, I've been through worse or something. I don't remember what it was. Only one person passed the check.
someone almost put their penis in my butthole, so I've been through worse.
Whoa. Wait
Yeah.
A minute.
And Elena assured you guys that all your hard work has not been for naught. Hard work, once again, with quotation marks, and that she was going to be a better leader. And we are going to pick up there. It is the afternoon, or leading into the afternoon of the 34th. The invitation Malik has is for the this afternoon.
Okay.
But yeah, we're starting with the party. So, what y'all want to do?
I'm going to go and put my best clothes on. Because I have to look amazing for the funeral.
Okay.
I mean, I've got to clean up too.
Yeah, do you guys have fine clothes?
No. But I am.
Yeah, how tall is Lantier and how tall is Woody?
I think I was 6 foot even.
I would point out that I don't have fine clothes either, but I don't give a shit. I'm fine looking like the drunk hobo who walked in.
Okay. For either Lantier or Woody, Elena would have one set of Lil Nigelian robes that are androgynous that would fit either of you, that are very nice. Otherwise, you can find someone in town to trade with and buy a set of fine clothes for the price that they cost out of the player's handbook, which I believe is 15 gold.
I don't do androgyny. You can have them.
Mm-hmm.
Works for me.
Nomad's gonna go back to the kitchen. Can I see like what exactly is stocked in this bar?
Once again, a Lil Nigelian or a Lil Nigean wine. Those robes, Jeff, would mark you as foreign too, by the way.
So
Fine.
there's only wine.
Yes. As Elena is literally the 1%.
So I'm assuming this is expensive shit, right?
Yes.
And I've got a bottle in my hand that's gonna go with me.
Okay. Alright, let's see. Fine clothes are on page 150 of the player's handbook. They are 15 gold pieces.
I would like to find some purple fine clothes.
Purple fine clothes. A specific color like that? I'm trying to think if anybody near you would have a color like that.
Or green. Green works too.
Yeah, you'd be able to find green easily. Purple would be a little bit harder to do. Is that the color Woody wants for his family?
Purple, yeah.
Or for his Dahlia?
Yeah. Yeah, purple would be what he would want.
You do know your Ilderon's name, the one who's in charge of your marriage circle, right?
The alpha.
Yeah, I've got it somewhere.
Okay, just making sure.
I think. Hang on, let me find it. Okay, maybe not.
So,
Let's see. Where's his name?
His name is Narel Idith.
Narel, that was it.
And the way they work, his color is red, so everybody wears red accented by one color of their own.
Yeah.
So
Purple.
I'm just writing that, yeah, you would be red and purple in my notes.
The fanciest of the fuckers.
Alright. Yeah, you guys are able to get some. You guys are able to get some clothes, and since you're in in Aline, you'd be able to trade at the bazaars and things that are near you, the little marketplaces. So it doesn't take too much time. Is there anything else you guys want to do?
Dirt's just fine with his bear pelt and stuff. He doesn't wear fine clothes.
I think I'm good.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm ready to go to the memorial service of these people that we murdered.
That you murdered. I was not there for that.
I don't think
You're gonna get.
did I actually
You're
kill
gonna get
him?
attacked regardless.
I think your bats killed some people in the sewers.
Yeah, my bat did kill a lot of people.
It just suffocate. There's just so many of them that they suffocated people.
Yeah, I was to say, when you have 8 things rolling a d20 with a... what was their damage? Like a d4 plus 5 or something?
It was like I think it's D4 plus 2, but yeah.
I think it was a d6. They had like a potential of 8 damage, I remember. Was the max damage they could do with each hit, and I was just like, 8 things potentially doing 8 damage each attack is just insane.
It's a D20 plus 4 and then a D6 plus 2.
Okay, yeah, that's what it was, a d6 plus 2. Alright,
Yeah.
so you guys are you guys headed towards the funeral? I've spaced out for a minute. Or rather, I went off on a tangent.
Yes, that's what I want to do.
Alright. So you guys leave Elena to her own devices at her house, as she has no interest in attending. And you guys head towards the Nakart Keep on the south side of town. By the time you get there, most of the guests are just arriving also. The sun is hitting its late day perch, as it would probably be somewhere around 3:30, 4:30ish. Yeah, but otherwise, I don't need to describe the keep to you guys at all. You have literally surveyed this place, scoped it out, broken in, ran from it, returned a victim back to it. This is the largest building on this side of town. It stretches over, you know, the rest of the... Oh! Lantier has not seen this building. Okay, so yes, I will describe it. So, much like the... a common theme of this building, or rather buildings here, and particularly the religious ones, is they have 4 towers on each side of them, marking them as, you know, the faith of the Four Ascended. Each of these 4 towers is like a large watchtower that extends over this citadel keep that has a large dome on the top of it. This building itself has... I wonder if I still have that drawing on there. This building itself has gardens around the outside. Nope, I deleted most of it. This building itself has gardens around the outside. There are sewer drains around it. It has its own plumbing system. This place is all types of lavish. Walking onto the street, there are huge numbers of guards waiting in front of the mansion, lining the thoroughfare, both sides of the roads, as different Soul Sarai are ushered inside and arriving and meeting with each other and exchanging pleasantries and all the other shenanigans that go on before entering an affair like this. Do you guys approach the main gate?
Obviously.
I vault over the wall.
Yeah, roll me an athletics check, man.
No, I'm not really doing that.
And since this is a city keep, there's no real wall here in the front part of the keep. The gate leads directly inside of the keep. like the towers, the keep, and all of that, they're one large connected building. But otherwise, you guys are able to walk up to the. You guys are able to blend in with the crowd and just walk through the front gate. In front of you, there is a group of guards with a steward, and they are checking people's. They are checking people who are entering. You shuffle through this line before your group gets up there, and they stop you and say, "This is an invitation-only event."
We have an invitation. Show him, JD. I mean, what's his name?
Malik.
Malik.
Did she give me anything that?
The servants gave you a scroll with the location, time, and the signature of Rachia.
All right. I will show them the letter.
And he's gonna look it over, and then look at you and say, "Are you Malik?"
Yes, sir.
And he says, "This is for you. How about all of them?" And he gestures to the rest of the party.
Yeah, they're with me.
They're... What?
We're his +5 or whatever.
Right.
We're his +1.
I'm representing Paulina Key at this event. Condolences.
Go ahead and roll me a deception check on that.
Good. Do I got to?
I mean, he doesn't have a huge reason to disbelieve you. I'm just gonna see how confident you sound about that.
Very.
You're gonna say, you know, you're representing Paulina Kiev, and he's gonna look at your robes, and immediately he's going to bow and say, "I'm sorry, Ambassador," and he's gonna gesture Lantier by. And then he's gonna look at Malik, who is with a very nicely dressed Brenderai, which would be Woody, and then a very not well dressed at all Nomad, Lumagrax, and Dirge, and he's just gonna say, "Got our eyes on you."
Won't do you much good.
And he's gonna just gesture to the rest of the, like, literally these platoons of soldiers in front. Like each of these groups is about 40 men deep. Probably a better way to state that. But he say,
I helped y'all last time.
I'm not the one who's going to be removing you from here. I'll let my friends do that if needed.
It sounds like Brandon's trying to deter us from attacking these people.
I like that helped y'all so well last time.
But think 40+ men, that's a lot of XP.
That is a lot of XP.
I do know Fireball, let's rock it!
We can just have Malik cast the random magic thing. And hope for the best.
Don't worry, I'll just wild magic them. That'll go well.
A unicorn
God, what
pops up,
happened?
it's like, ah, fuck.
Why are we all snails?
And the man's gonna just hold up his hand and say, "Please, we're here to honor the dead, not insult their memory."
You know, one of those dead guys cried when he died.
He didn't see which one, though, specifically.
Yeah, I'm gonna roll an insight on that, and this man's gonna open his eyes and or just kind of tilt his head and just lean in real close to Woody and say, "How would you know that?"
Because it wasn't you?
He's gonna lean back and say, "Some men face the end with valor, others face it with fear. I am
die like a bitch."
So you're a little bitch, is what you're saying.
All right, you guys are doing real good to get kicked out early.
Brandon, what did you expect? Honestly.
I expected... Well, Lantier got inside. I was about to say, I expected at least one person to get in. Lantier did get inside, so this is about what I expected.
I'm already walking in.
Don't you know I'm distracting the guard?
I'll look at the guard and say, they are eccentric?
I'm giddy. I don't know what you're talking about.
You know what? I'm going to go inside. If these people really wanted to be in there with me, they would have made it. They would have, I don't know, kept their mouths shut or something. So, I'm taking my invitation and going inside.
Alright, so, Malik and... I'm imagining Dirge said what he said as he's, like, already walked by him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Time for peons.
After I say what I say, I'm gonna hold up my hand, like talk to the hand, and then start walking.
As Nomad goes by, he's gonna look at the guy that's probably in shock right now and just be like, "You might want to get one of your own," and then take a big swig of wine and keep going.
You know, he's gonna just look at Nomad and just have this like very connecting glance. I was like, that's how you manage these assholes. Like, that's how you manage.
You're too drunk to care.
He doesn't say that, but he like notices like how drunk Nomad is. Before you see him finally lean over to the soldiers he's with, and he gestures with the hand off to the side, and they head off inside too, in the opposite direction of you though. We're going to come back to the party, and we're going to jump over to Carter, who I imagine after...
oh, what? Me?
Yes, after you were able to acquire your armor, did you follow Lilfear here? Because
sure, why not?
If so, you would be stalking Lilfear probably, like if you are following her intensely, you would be stalking her probably at the turn of this street into Somia. She and her current contract holder would be arriving and getting in line to head inside. You're gonna see her dig through her dress and pull out a very lavish scroll, and the man escorting her is going to be looking around pretty shiftily. You can roll me an insight check if you'd like to see what he's looking for.
Yeah, let's go ahead. This is gonna do so well. Yeah, so well. That's one wisdom for you guys.
So what you see is the keep as described before. All these soldiers and all these very nice people just slowly marching inside of it. Does Carter approach her?
I wouldn't really want to, right? Carter's not going to approach just for the fact that there's so many guards around, but he had another idea, but there's just so many guards around.
Okay.
I would try... I could probably pick out who's I suspect is going into this to get in line and who's not, right?
Yeah. I'm gonna allow you a retroactive check. Just because this side of town is a these aren't the slums that you're in now, but Somia is kind of surrounded by slums on most sides of it. And while the other nobles would be taking, you know, the main courseways to get here, Lilfir and this guy would not be. Would Carter jump them in an alleyway?
Oh God,
that's a question for you.
Great question.
I'm rolling them a percentage die if they step through an alleyway.
That is an amazing question. Oh God. Does Carter want to become a wanted man is the real question. I think he is. Yeah, he would.
Alright.
100% would.
Yeah, Carter would be able to catch this guy literally probably 2 alleyways turning onto the main street. Lilfir would be leading him by the hand, walking very quickly, and Carter would just hear them coming, as I assume he's probably set up this ambush ahead of time.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. He's a very diligent man.
You're gonna hear Lilfir berating him and say, look, I sold myself to you because you were in the nicer sects of town, but honestly, if you can't keep up, and we're gonna be late to this event, I regret this already. And I seldomly ever regret whoever holds my contract. The man's just gonna respond with, I'm trying. They're rushing down this alleyway. Is Carter gonna jump out or anything?
Yes, Carter's gonna jump out and be like, what are you trying to do, huh?
Okay, you're gonna see Lilfir practically dragging this man, which, once again, she is the one in the slave collar.
Yeah.
She's gonna stop, and be caught a little bit off guard by, Carter, and, the man's gonna say, "What? Not you again! Look, man, 50 gold!"
Don't worry, I have no business with you. Girl, I wish to talk.
Lilfir's, going to say... Oh, man, that's one shot. Sorry.
One shot?
The drinking game from earlier, never mind. Oh. She responds with, business with me? I don't even know you. Oh! You're the man from the Lucky Lass earlier. Look, honestly, you're nice, and when this contract's over, I would be happy to sell myself to you on my master's behalf.
No more sell. No more. This will be the last contract ever. In the good way, not the bad way.
Yeah.
You're gonna be my slave for life.
Yeah, no. I just wish to know who owns the collar.
She's gonna put her eyebrows her eyebrows are gonna kind of like clench together a little bit in that way of like that kind of confused look, and then she's gonna say, I am in service to Lord Drayland Madison, and she's gonna shake her head and say, he's not a man to be taken lightly.
Neither am I. I just wish to have a word with him.
And she's gonna nod and say, many do.
Well, where can I locate this Madison?
She's just gonna she's gonna let go of the other guy and put her hands on her hips and just kind of look down at Carter a little bit and say, what business do you have with him?
Oh, don't worry. Don't worry about that. You must not concern yourself with that. Just a word.
She's going to just have this moment of staring at you, not intensely, but kind of like this just dry moment of she's staring at you, you're staring at her. You don't feel like she believes that she shouldn't be concerned about you, but regardless, her demeanor shifts and she starts to smile and says, "Of course, I'll take you to him."
Lovely. I don't want to keep you for your contract and get you in more trouble, so be on your way, please.
She's going to take out a bag of gold from within her dress, dig through it a little bit, and then hand it back to the man and say, "For a job not completed, I don't feel right taking payment. I will explain to Lord Madison what happened, and you shouldn't have to fear retribution." The man nods and looks at Carter and says, "Good luck, man." And he's gonna run off, as he doesn't want to hang out with Carter after Carter threatened his life in broad daylight.
Literally in the middle of a crowded bar.
So yeah, that last scene happens. The scene I first described happens. Instead of standing with the fancy nobleman, Lilfear is instead standing with Carter. You guys eventually too make your way to the entrance of the keep. The one thing that Carter is going to notice about Lilfear is she is not when she's not making a scene, she is consciously teasing other people. Even though she is currently with Carter, her attention seems elsewhere at all the people around her. It's very hard to walk through this crowd without her taking the eyeballs of somebody, or taking the gaze of somebody.
You said gaze.
I'm taking your gaze.
Yeah, she's going to get to the front of the line, and the steward that has been checking invitations, Carter's going to notice she doesn't hand him an invitation. Instead, she hands him a scroll of pedigree, and she bows very graciously and says, "I am in service to Lord Madison, who's already inside. This is his honored guest I was sent to escort here." The man's gonna inspect the scroll for a good time, and actually take out a monocle to it. Look over at Lilfear, and then look down at Carter, and he's gonna say, "You let your slave speak for you?" And she's gonna say, "I'm not his slave. I'm in service to Lord Madison." The man's gonna nod, and then gesture you guys forward.
No, I'll follow through.
Alright. Welcome back to the Nacard estate. Inside here, you guys have already been in this main room before. There is a large single staircase that leads up in the back of the room, that splits off into the other floors. This is a pretty massive estate. Most of it, when you guys were here before, had been abandoned. However, there have been parts of it renovated to house the new population living here. There is a lit walkway of torches and floral arrangements. that leads down the pathway to your right. One other thing of note is since you guys have last been here, majority of the floor has been scrubbed clean. What hasn't been scrubbed clean, the stones have been broken and replaced. There are no more blood stains. But do you guys just follow the traffic to the area where the memorial service is happening?
Yes.
All right. You guys are going to be escorted to this courtyard on the northwestern side of the keep's grounds. There are and on your way here, you've been ushered up several flights of stairs, as it is a this keep is terraced over kind of the rest of the city. Headed into this courtyard, though, out of all the people you saw being ushered here, there are probably about 200 people in attendance in total. Sufficient to say a large number of the other people that came were servants or stewards or people tending to the Sol Sarai in attendance here. I'm trying to think if there's anybody important Group 1 would notice. I don't think Group 1 has met anybody from high class except Elena. There is a makeshift amphitheater set up out of some pillars and cloth, and there is a large log cabin fire built that's probably about 8 feet tall, of wood and kindle stuffed in the middle of it. Behind the fire there is an altar, and there are a line of candles, each with a burning wick behind the altar. The sun is setting, and soon the torchlight and the candlelight is competing against the fading daylight. You guys are allowed to talk amongst yourselves or your other funeral attendants for a little while if you'd like.
So, is there like a picture for each one of the people that died in this altar or something like that?
It's easy to assume that the line of candles represents each servant loss. Among the candles, Dirge, if he looks at them intensely, he's gonna notice there's about 3 different colored candles up there.
Alright. He's more gonna look at the number of candles and just kind of whisper.
Yeah, if Dirge can count that high, he's able to count about 25 of them.
If I can count that. I've gotten hold on. I've got an intelligence of it's 12, so it's slightly higher than average.
When he's smarter.
Only slightly.
I'd like to look around and see if anyone is crying at one of the altars.
There is only one altar set up, and it's kind of I wonder if that's the right word I'm using for it. Altar, pulpit, speaking podium. There we go. That thing. There is actually a group of crying people in between the altar and the unlit bonfire. and go ahead and what's Woody's passive perception? Like 17?
Oh, like really high. Hang on. 16.
16. Woody's going to notice the female servant that when you guys bursted from the sewers ran from you guys. She's among the people kneeling. Or she's among the people crying. She is not crying. She is actually kneeling and just kind of silently looking forward at a candle.
I'd like to walk up to her and put my hand on her shoulder and just stand there.
You really gonna do this?
I'm gonna do this.
All right.
Do it.
Yeah, she's gonna look up at you and then turn back towards the candle and say, "Can I help you?"
I just wanted to be with you during this emotional time in your life.
She's gonna brush your hand off her shoulder and say, "Well, everybody's here. Everybody's with us." Thank you.
I just wanted to be with you, and I'm gonna put my hand back on her shoulder.
Let's join my inner circle.
Yeah, she's gonna turn and say, "Do I know you?"
Do you want to?
Hey.
Yeah, she's gonna just stand up and say, "No, I don't. I would like to honor my fallen, what's the word? Oh my gosh.
Comrade?
No.
I don't believe she lost anyone. She's lying. She would not.
Beyonce?
No, the opposite of apprentice. The person teaching the apprentice. Mentor.
Mentor?
There we go. Yeah, she's gonna say, "I'd like to honor my fallen mentor. I don't need to be with you in any sort of way. Thank you." But,
so, do you believe in heaven or hell?
She's gonna shake her head and say, "Providence is just a story."
You know what? I like you. I'm not going to kill you. I'm just gonna walk away.
What is your guys' problem? I think I'm just
XP.
I think I'm just gonna I'm just gonna put a tally mark here. And just keep up
Every
with
time we
that
fuck
myself.
up.
Yeah, just keep up with that myself. Alright.
See,
She's
Nomad
gonna
knew it'd
look
be worth
puzzled
coming.
by your words.
I'm just gonna walk away.
Alright. She turns her attention back to the candle, this time standing and folding her arms, looking very uncomfortable. Where do you guys choose to stand in, or where do you guys choose to sit in this group? There's probably about 70 chairs or so laid out in the, near the bonfire in this courtyard, and there's a large area for people to stand behind the chairs.
We're group 1, front row, man.
I mean, front row, front and center.
Like there's an area that's like reserved for family, and we just take up the first row.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
Oh my god. See, this is why Nomad came. Entertainment.
we deserve
Malik
to die
is
so
gonna
bad.
glance around and then, seeing everybody heading to the front, assume that they've probably heard something that he hasn't, and will follow them.
Just gonna sit in the back like not an asshole.
How far in the
Not
back?
More like the middle. More like the middle area, and definitely in like one of the, so that people can see me.
Okay, there
Only
are
an aisle seat will do for lane tier.
Yeah, there are groups of people by the back railings of this terrace garden, holding private conversations and things like that. You don't have to, even sit in the crowd if you want to. It's mostly an attendance thing. I don't know if you guys have ever been to the final moment where they lower somebody into the ground. Everybody's just kind of just there.
I've been to a few of those, yeah.
Yeah.
Fortunately.
It's kind of like that. It's it's not a highly formal ceremony of, you know, let's sit down and watch this wedding. It's kind of, this is just, you know, the polite thing to do.
Is there like food? Refreshments and stuff?
Not up here.
Damn.
So these seats, how lavish are they? Is this like Cinemax, like leather recliners, or like what are we looking at?
You'd be looking at very nice plush chairs, but they're wooden and they just have like sewn on pillow cushions. There we go, cushion attachments to them. They are very comfortable to sit in.
So one of these might be going home with me.
Yeah, looking at it, you figure you could probably fetch a couple gold off of just one of these chairs.
I'm not gonna sell it, dude. I want to fucking. Everyone needs a good chair. Gotta have your drinking chair.
Just gotta lug it around.
I bounce around from like conversations that are going on in the back. You know, just kind of listen for important information.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna roll you a percentage check, and why not? So, two things are going to happen. First of all, once the party starts heading towards the front of the ring, here we go. Once the party starts heading to the front of the garden, a very small, short man, and probably the most beautiful slave you have ever seen, step into the upper terrace here, and at first it's not really noticeable. A couple conversations are happening, and then, you know, people who are talking, like the other person might be looking in Lilfir's direction, and the other person will stop and like, what are you looking at, and turn, and not all the conversation stops, but there is a noticeable area where attention is distracted for a single moment before people start once again going about their individual conversations. Carter and Lilfir have stepped into the area. That is one thing that happens. Then the other thing that happens is as Lantier is going about these listening conversation to conversation, when Lilfir steps in, the people Lantier is currently listening in on stop their idle gossip, and he moves on to the next group that doesn't seem to be paying her any attention. And he's gonna just kind of walk by two men whispering. You can go ahead and roll me a perception check if you want to try and listen into their conversation. Otherwise, I don't know what Lantier's passive perception is.
Well, my passive perception is 17.
Oh, that beats it. I put it at 13. Anyways, yeah. Lantier's going to be 15, there you go. Lantier's gonna walk by, and he's gonna hear this man in a harsh whisper talking to the other one and say, "We didn't send you here to sell and make coin off your whores, Draylin. You're slacking." The man's gonna respond with, "Lethalia's watching me at every turn." And the other man's going to shake his head at this comment and say, "She's a coward, sitting and behind the walls of her keep in Somar Villa. We have no reason to be scared of her. We will burn her if she steps foot out of it." The man, Draylin, shakes his head back at his comment and says, "She's waiting for us to make a move, and she's going to strike while we're distracted." They look up from their conversation as there's a temporary silence. Does Lantier want to pretend like he's not listening to them?
I mean,
because they're kind of doing that look up to make just their eyes scanning the crowd to make sure no one's listening in. If you
then yes, actually, when they look up, I'm going to turn away and wink at Wilfear.
Okay. I will allow you either a stealth check or a deception check.
For me,
it is up to you.
Mario.
Number pretty high for me, so. Let's go deception.
All right. They're gonna look up, and out of the corner of Lanter's eyes, he's gonna just kind of, or rather, he's gonna get that feeling that somebody's looking at him. However, they're just going to lean back down into their whisper, and the original man, or no, the original man is going to say, so I'm only in town for a day, and I'm already hearing rumors that this dagger is built. Get on it, Draylin. Draylin doesn't respond to that comment, but the man goes on and says, we can't handle another Ryren running around. Draylin's gonna say, it's not a problem. Let her do whatever she wants with it. And if Lanter turns his attention back to them, at this point, the man very subtly leans in, grabbing Draylin's shirt, and says, we can't rule over ashes and tombstones. I don't want another Calcrest. You need to take this more seriously. She's looking for an assassin, and I've heard she's found one. We need Emberstride. Now! And after clenching his teeth, Draylin bats the man's arm off of him and says, fine. He nods to him, and he's going to he's going to turn his attention from the conversation, fluffing or popping his collar as he does. Is Lantier still listening in?
Yeah.
Okay, that deception check still lasts. He's gonna walk by, eyeballing Lantier, like scanning him up and down, and start walking towards the entranceway of this garden.
You like, just speak up, man.
Wait, what's Lantier say?
Just speak up.
Wait, who's posting his career rental paw?
I don't know.
Alright, whatever. The man's gonna say a conversation's not to be overheard, and you'd be wise not to repeat it to other ears.
Well... you were talking about to begin with, I didn't really hear any of it. I was actually staring at that beautiful girl across the room.
He's gonna look in the direction of Lilfear and roll his eyes as he begins to walk towards her.
You're an acquaintance of her? Would you mind introducing me?
He's going to say, of course, I don't mind. She's one of my employees. Come. He walks towards Lilfear. Lilfear already heading towards him. Carter and Lilfear are talking to Lantier and Draylin. Lilfear is going to bow very graciously and say, Master, my last contract didn't go so well. It turns out he was unable to pay, so I didn't render any services, and I figured I would go looking, and he's going to raise his hand and say, silence, you have a new buyer. And he's going to turn to Lantier and say, she can be yours for the day. How much gold do you have in your pocket, boy?
That's an interesting question, and I will look that answer up real quick.
keeps typing on Roll20.
I have about 150 rubies as I've just traveled from an area of the world. Is the coin. But that's what I have.
He gestures his fingers towards you in that way of like, give them over, and he says, rubies will do fine. 50 will have her contract until you release it.
I take out 50 rubies and hand them over.
He's gonna nod over to Lantier. Lilfir, who you've met before, by the way, bows towards Draylin and then to Lantier, and walks over to Lantier's side, leaving just Carter standing alone. Draylin begins walking forward, and almost walks into Carter before finally looking down like the step before hitting him, and say, "Who is this?" Lilfir is going to say, "He was interested in buying my contract." He's going to look down and say, "Too late." And he's going to walk around Carter.
Now, hold on. I never said anything about her contract. Exactly. I just said I had business with you and wished to have a word.
And he's gonna look at you and say, I don't have time for a word.
Well, I think anybody has time for a word when it involves gold and riches, but if you do not have near enough time to maybe increase your profit, then you have no time, I guess.
And he's gonna say, it's terribly unfortunate. I do like the coin that she's able to turn. She is one of my best. Always finds her way back to me, unscarred. She's gonna smile and say, I'll tell you what, when the day's done, find me. We'll talk then.
Alright.
He leaves the garden. Lilfir is going to turn to Carter and say, thank you for escorting me here, and he's always like that. Don't take it personal.
Oh no, you won't even have to worry about him soon enough.
She's gonna turn to Lantier and put a finger in his hair and a hand on his shoulder and say, but you, it's been so long. How have you been?
Oh, I've been fine, you know, bouncing around, having wonderful adventures.
Go ahead.
Do regret that we weren't able to enjoy each other's company the last time we met.
She's gonna just tilt her head and say, yes. But were you able to get those maps for me?
I still keep them around.
Did Lantier actually map out the bottom catacombs? That was my question to you. I don't know if he did or didn't.
He would have.
Okay. Or at least the path he took there.
He would have mapped out the path that he traveled.
Okay. And to that she would just plant a kiss on Lantier's cheek and say, oh good, we're gonna have so much fun after this memorial is finished.
Why don't you come sit with me and we can just be two most attractive people in the memorial service.
She's gonna nod and then bow very graciously to Carter and once again just quietly mouth the words "thank you" to him, and then begin walking away with Lantier.
Carter's just gonna nod his head, kind of like just nod his head and yes, yeah, nod his head as she turns around, and then kind of, I'm guessing, I don't know where he went. I'm gonna kind of follow behind him at a distance, at Madison.
Okay. I have to look up what he can do.
Brennan, just for my reference, is this the guy that I think it is from Group 2?
This is Draylin Madison. He has had a hand in everybody's campaign.
Is this the guy who wanted to go to the bookstore?
Yes.
Okay, well then, yeah, my other character would also be keeping an eye on him. Of course, that's the problem with this, because that would happen on Group 2 session, but it's the same night.
Oh, hey, there we go. Alright, so Carter is going to be turn into the inside the keep and start following this guy at a distance.
Yes.
Through the hallways. Once again, majority of this keep is abandoned, and after a few turns, he starts walking through passages with spider webs in them. As you get into the first passage that has these spider webs, he's picking up speed, and you're gonna turn the corner to keep following him, and he's going to be gone. Go ahead and roll me a perception check.
Oh yeah, 1 over my passive.
It's not going to be very hard to notice. As you turn into this passageway, it is dusty and dirty. Or rather, when you turn into the last passageway, it was dusty and dirty, and this part had been untouched by the servants. And as you turn to where you lost Draylin, at this point, I assume you were running behind him. The passageway is still pretty much untouched. However, there are no footprints in the dust here, and instead the walls are damp.
Can I look for scarring on the wall, like on the flooring and the ceiling, see if things have been moved or anything like that?
You can.
I only ask because of stone cutting. With stone cutting, I was trying to
with stone cutting, I think you can tell the type of stone it is and where it's from.
Yeah.
But just inspecting the walls, looking them up and down, you don't see anything out of order here.
Alright. I keep looking at this map and it gets even more. It gets more and more on it, and it keeps distracting me. Damn it! I keep laughing at it. Carter's gonna shrug his shoulders and walk back out of the keep. And
all right, we're gonna jump back over to the party. The rest of the party has front center row to the funeral happenings. As you guys are out here, you're going to see another group of knights kind of march to the altar. They're going to secure an area where there are 2 chairs, and then finally a penultimate group of royal guards and knights are going to escort Anadelia and Rachia to those two chairs. There is a third man following behind them. He looks very old. He is dressed in brown robes and is bald and barefoot in this snowing winter air. If nobody's saying or doing anything, the two ladies take their seat. They're knights.
You recognize them?
Yes, you recognize one of the ladies as Rachia. You don't recognize the other woman, but from the closeness that they're walking with together and how they're sitting holding hands, it's easy to assume that's her wife, Anadelia. Rachia is going to roll a perception check, and she's going to see you guys front row, more particularly Malik, and she's gonna wave her hand, like her free hand, excitedly at Malik and mouth words.
Okay. Can Malik read lips?
If he can, you see her just say, "Hey, Malik," and in a very polite way. Standing directly behind Rachia's chair, you guys are going to notice Stormir.
What? What? Stormir's here?
He's got an axe, and he is standing at attention. Unlike the other knights, though, he is unarmored.
Of course he is. He's Stormir. Who needs armor if you're Stormir? I will. But can I run back and run and hug him?
You can try, but he is standing. He is standing behind a group of about 24, or he's standing in a group of about 24 armed fighters, protecting these two ladies. Like, imagine running at the president and the Secret Service just shooting you.
Can I yell, "Hey"? I'm gonna yell, "Hey, Stormir." I'm not asking, can I? I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna yell,
you can.
"Hey, Stormir."
You can run at him if you want. Yeah, yelling at Stormir, you're gonna see him look towards you, and he just kind of ups his chin towards you in that nod of respect, and then his head back down, and then goes back to standing at attention.
I wave him over. Come here, buddy.
He's gonna just shake his head, that head shake that communicates a face palm without raising his hand to his face.
He's lost to us, guys.
I shoot him a bird and sit back down.
Yeah. What you're gonna see is Rachia's going to stand up and turn to Stormir and talk. You're gonna see them talk for a second, and her gesture towards the party, go. Stormir is going to shake his head and kind of I don't know those guys movement.
Be with your own people.
Yeah. Otherwise, though, the man holding the ceremony, or rather the man holding an unlit torch, the old monk behind them, is going to walk to the altar. He places both of his hands on the podium and waits for the conversation to die down. As people slowly take notice of him, I got a Facebook message.
Hey, Dirge, doesn't that guy look like Dumbledore a little bit?
Yeah. What if that's a dad or something?
You know he dies, right?
Too.
I'm gonna yell really loudly, Dumbledore dies.
I can't. I'm out. Man. This coloring book is amazing.
I feel like they missed marketing opportunities with Dumbledore. They should have had him in like those commercials, like I've fallen and I can't get up, and they can call him Tumbledore.
No. Oh my god.
Diabetes.
I got that.
Or they could have marketed this boxing match and called him Rumbledore.
Yeah, he should.
Rock and roll, Dumbledore.
Yeah, he should have been in the fight against Mayweather.
Otherwise, he would have been Fumbledore.
Oh, y'all need to stop. Y'all are too much. This.
Never. You can't tell me what to do.
You know why they call him the Thunder? Because he's Rumbledore. Thunder.
Didn't I just say Rumble?
Yeah, but you said it for a different reason. I was stretching. Leave me alone.
No, that's not how that works.
No. Let's get ready to rumble.
Let's get ready to tumble.
Let's get physical.
Brandon, don't
kiss.
Project onto the group, okay?
Yeah, but we're just gonna move right ahead because this is a pretty lengthy part, and then we'll get on to the rest of the session.
Do you have like a speech written?
I do have a speech written.
Oh,
get ready to get interrupted.
I know, right?
Loud farting noises during the entire speech.
Once the funeral or the memorial attendants settle down, the man holding the unlit torch is going to raise his hands, bringing everybody to a silence, and then say, Over 100 score ago, the texts of the first Sarai were recorded. They chose not to write about gods or each other. The first texts of man speak of death. Because
talk shit, get hit.
Is Woody going to scream that out?
Yep.
There's gonna be a silent moment. Everybody is going to look towards Woody and say, or everybody's going to look towards Woody, and then the group is going to look back towards, or not the group, the funeral. Most of the funeral attendees are going to look towards Anadelia. She's going to lean over to Rachia. And you're going to see Rachia turning red and have her hand over her face. And she's going to be pointing at... Anadelia is going to be pointing at Woody. And Anadelia is going to stand up and say... And as she stands up and starts to say something towards Woody, Rachia is going to put her hand on Anadelia's arm and pull her back down to her chair.
Sweet.
You're about to get taken to the back of the church.
I was gonna say, if she starts talking shit, who's throwing the punches?
So you talk shit, you get hit, man.
And are you guys saying that in character? I'm just trying to clarify.
Oh no, I wouldn't.
Okay. No, we're just bullshitting.
I wouldn't say anything. No.
We're just bullshitting.
By the way, Nomad is playing a drinking game. Every time somebody does something completely horrible, he takes a drink.
Oh Lord, you're gonna be drunk before the speech is over.
He's
already halfway through the bottle. What are you talking about?
When is he already there?
Hey.
With the new silence, the monk continues and says, "Because with humanity came a new enemy, one we cannot escape. Death dances with the rising of the sun and stalks us during the watch of the moon. It is the inevitable creep of time that claims the flames of all of our candles. But so rarely, ever so rarely, the wind catches the wick before it burns entirely. Some priests preach of providence, dancing in the fields of flowers and the puddles of water endlessly with the goddess who abandoned us. Some ancient texts teach that when we pass, we sail the sea endlessly until The gods call upon us. Truth be told, we're all building the foundations of faith on a gamble. No one knows. Do you interject again?
I make a loud yawning noise and stretch really like, like everyone notices me stretching.
Yeah, by the way, Brandon, as a scholar, I'm fact-checking him for bullshit.
Okay.
Actually?
Exactly.
Actually, we do know there's that one guy who was resurrected, 20 years ago, and he said he saw puppy dogs. So.
On the one hand, Malik is going to try to resist booing the priest, and on the other hand, he's going to glare over at Woody for being disrespectful.
Can I slap Woody loud enough for everybody to hear? No.
He did talk shit. It's his turn to get hit.
True.
Bitch, shut up.
I mean, this would not be the first time Woody's been decked on the floor.
That's right. That's right.
We should just start a brawl in the middle.
Yeah, you're gonna see Anadelia like tapping her shoulder like incessantly, like very, very angrily, and Rachia is just rubbing her shoulder, trying to calm her down.
Oh, you know you're not supposed to talk in church.
However, the monk ignores Woody's stretching and says, "No one knows what waits on the other side, but we know what waits us here at the end. And when the final moment comes, when that light flickers for the last time, we can only hope it is a moment that others can look upon and deem worthy of glory, pride, and valor. Let us hope your story is worthy to be sung about." He's going to turn around and walk to the candles and hold the torch over the center candle, and it's going to light into a white flame. And he's going to say, "I know not if you live on the other side, but I know your song lives in our hearts, and in the hearts of the Soul Sarai you gave your lives valiantly to protect. Your flame lives in our flame, to be passed from one generation to the next." He's going to walk from the altar to the large bonfire built in the middle of this garden and light it with his torch. It is going to erupt into a white fire, and he's going to...
Why's it gotta be white?
Because white power. And he's going to say, "And now, fallen Sarai."
Can I quote you on that?
No.
Can I quote you on that one?
I mean, I think I say white power more than anyone else. But he's going to finish his speech and say, "And now, fallen Sarai, walkers of the fire, I light this torch for you and time-honored tradition to allow your flames to burn one final time before departing our world. Thank you for your sacrifice. Thank you for your gift. And wherever you are, never lose your ardor."
And better luck next time.
Yeah, ardor, Sarai. I get it.
I think your fight's better next time.
Dirge saying that?
God. No, he's muttering it into his coloring book.
With that, the fire starts to burn, and there's a moment of silence as the flames slowly catch all the kindles of fire, and it turns from white to a normal red fire, and then eventually, slowly the conversations start again.
Once the conversations start up again, I'm going to walk up behind Woody and hit him with the flat of my rapier. The back of the head.
Ow.
Just start randomly beating
What did I do this time? What did I do this time?
I'm gonna hit him with the pommel instead. Just right on the back of the head.
What did I do this time? I was getting food. I could have done anything.
He's got like a plate full of meatballs and they just go everywhere.
Go ahead and roll me an attack check. or an attack roll on the Woody.
Sit here three stooging each other for like half an hour.
Why? Yeah, you want up? Group 1 is, ain't it?
Bitch, we kill people.
Group 1 is dangerous.
What's Woody's AC? 14?
I think it's 13 actually. 13.
Actually.
roll me some non-lethal bludgeoning damage. I'm gonna roll the back of that rapier does a D4 plus your strength.
Want me to do it? I do bludgeoning damage with them all.
So do I.
We could double team.
Yeah.
One from each.
I've got a quarterstaff.
You go for the head, I'll go for the legs. We'll fucking like
spin
them.
Yeah, as ooh,
Only one.
1 damage. All right, that's fine. It gets the point across.
Ow.
As you slam, or rather, whack Woody with your rapier, Rachia is going to stand up and walk from the stage towards you guys.
How much food is there, Brandon?
There's not food out here.
Oh.
As she does, the 12 knights follow her, including Stormier.
I'm gonna motion for Little Fear.
Yeah, she is with you, by the way.
Okay,
I actually
good.
have to roll her check. She is with you as you hit Woody. However, she's currently biting her lip and moving her thumb across the other side of her mouth, looking at another attendee. He is completely captivated by her.
Wait a minute, this is not the first time that Dirge has seen Leofear either. Or did he leave before that happened?
No. Dirge saw her at the party. Dirge went to Lady Nakart's party.
That's true.
Okay, well then, I just kind of look at her and on the hand that she's using to rub her face with, and I say, if you want to go play with them, you're more than welcome to, just as long as you come back.
She's going to nod, and she's going to be, or she's going to nod, and then say, yes, master, I'll only be a call away. And she heads towards the person she was teasing, and sits down next to him and begins to talk, very, very closely.
How far away is the food?
Just wanted to get to the food, Brandon.
You guys aren't at the food part of this gathering. This is only the memorial service.
They don't even got like pigs and blankets or anything sitting out.
I mean, you could ask Rachia.
Where's the damn food, woman?
Where's the food?
I'm going to, since she's walking up to me, or walking up to us, rather, I'm going to bow deeply and introduce myself. Or, no, that sounds weird.
Captain, my captain.
Oh, Captain, my...
Greetings, my lady. I am Kana Ordell. I'm a representative of Polina Kiev, here to show my condolences
I think you
and express my
I'm just rolling her a check to see if she knows that name, and she's just gonna look a little flabbergasted and say, "And Orendell, I haven't seen one of you in so long. I'm pleased. I'm sorry. I'm honored." And she's going to bow and say, "Do you know these individuals?"
Yes. Unfortunately, I am their handler.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Yeah, she's going to. Yeah, she's going to say you need. You need to do a much better job of handling them. I mean,
I'm very aware.
And just so you know, this is the person they kidnapped. By the way.
Yes.
Okay, just making sure you knew.
As you can see, I did resort to corporal punishment.
and returned.
Yeah, and returned. You guys were compensated for that. She's going to gesture at the robes that that Lantier's wearing and say, "Do you follow the wills?"
So I'm gonna roll a history check on that. What the will is.
Okay. Go ahead. I'm gonna put that at what, DC 9?
Follows the way. If there's a will, there's a way.
Yeah, the wills are the largest religion in the world. They worship the goddess of creation. However, Arder Sarai is one of the only main human nations out of the big three that do not follow the wills. They follow the Four Ascended. They are
to the sun.
Yeah, they are considered heretics for, and this is just because you rolled so high on that history check. They're considered heretics for their faith. And then you would also know the Renalpaws, which Rachia is one of, is the only Solsarai family that follows the wills in this country. That said, she is wearing their holy symbol around her neck.
Which religion does my magic rock belong to?
Your magic rock belongs to the Given Wills, which is a sect of her religion.
I do, in fact, worship the wills. I am a keeper of one of the holy artifacts.
Look at Lantier go! I'm not even going to make you roll a deception check on that, because you are currently keeping a holy artifact.
Ipso facto.
She's gonna, she's, like, her mouth's gonna go down. It's like, I haven't even heard of that position before. What is it that you protect?
Pull out the magic rock.
The magic rock.
His pet rock.
Catching, it is, the sun is setting right now, and the, rock, or the sunstone is going to project its message very faintly, but it's going to be very hard to kind of tell what it's projecting at all because of the large flickering flames in front of you. And it's going to be causing the message to kind of just shift and be projected in different places at different times. So it's kind of like you might look at the stone because, you know, it projects Sanskrit, and as you're looking at it, you know, it jumps to the side, and then, you know, it jumps back to the side, and then down a little bit.
I read that. Do I catch anything out of that?
Wait, does Nomad read Sanskrit?
He's a scholar, man. He knows all sorts of shit. Yeah. Wasn't born a drunk.
Yeah, Nomad would recognize the Sanskrit. However, it's not necessarily a language. It's only a written script, and most people at first didn't even think it was anything but gibberish, and it's very slight tangent lines of different curves to the crescents that the letters form that differentiate it.
So essentially, it would take time and effort to translate it. Like at a glance, I wouldn't be able to know.
Yeah, you'd have to be able to stare at it for a moment, but at a glance, you would recognize it as Sanskrit.
Half slurred, he'd be like, "Oh, it's a sun. You got a sun rock thing that does sun. What? Another drink."
Oh, you got one of those. Yeah.
I gotta drink some more. I might remember later.
Raichia's eyes are going to follow the darting message, and she's going to say, I've never seen the gift in person. And she's going to say, what are you doing with it here?
Protecting it.
And she's going to nod and say, of course. She's going to say, what's the scripture?
Prophecy.
And, her attention right now is like a cat on a laser pointer. As she's just watching this move around the ground. You just say a prophecy? And she's gonna go on to say, is it for my ears to hear?
It sure is.
Prophecy.
She's just, as you tell her the prophecy, she's gonna say, I'm gonna read it for everybody else who hasn't seen the prophecy, and literally you got this on session 2? Literally 17 sessions later, because you guys deciphered it on session 3. I have not heard this prophecy since then. The prophecy says, under Alilia's eye, the magnate shall sleep, throne never again to rise, until the path of peace flies. Giving that prophecy to her, Raichia's going to just be nodding along, and then once you finish it, she's going to say, so, what's it mean? Alilia's eye just appeared 2 days ago.
Can you read that one more time for me real quick?
It is in, I will read it for you again, but if you want to look at it in depth, it is at the top of your journal in a thing called handouts, and is the first one that says Sunstone Prophecy. And it says, under Alilia's eye, the magnate shall sleep, the throne never again to rise, until the path of peace flies.
Okay, thank you.
But she asked Lantier, what's it mean?
Honest, I don't really know. The deciphering of the prophecies. I just keep the stone. I can only assume that it has to do with these next few days, so I'm sure it's going to be a very exciting time here in the city.
She's going to nod and say, the path of peace is the guiding star Maphis. I don't think 2 stars have ever appeared in history back to back to each other.
Well, we shall see, won't we?
She nods and says, I hope it's a time of great celebration, and not of woe.
The will, if you will allow me that pun, of our gods, so...
Wait, you said what? Oh, the will?
Either way, it is the...
You're broken.
Yeah, Raichia, like, as she's thinking about this prophecy and just kind of, you know, studying it, and it's like, man, this could be really great or really, really bad. Like, and you say that, you see her just kind of bite in both of her lips as her cheeks pucker, and then after a moment, she just blows out air laughing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the bag. Her comes to follow will lead to a greater nation and a greater people. in a greater world.
Got a phone call.
New phone, who dis?
And she's gonna say, yeah, that's all my wife is ever working towards, trying to make the world a better place. It'd just be nice if we could find some place to sit down and rest for a moment. We won't be in the capital very long after the holiday, and it's back to the roads for us.
Where do you depart to next?
She says, Weir. Anadelia has some shipping contracts to check in on for Lady Nakart.
I see.
And she's going to say, but who knows? The future is uncertain. I never saw myself here. And she's going to gesture at the keep. And then to Anadelia, married to one of the biggest donors to the Four Ascended, or one of the biggest patrons to the Four Ascended. Life can take you any place, so who knows? And she's gonna just kind of shake her head and say, but enough about me. Where are you guys headed next? Malik, this meant a lot. You coming for atonement. I'm sure the goddess will smile on your soul.
I appreciate the sentiment, but I'm not terribly religious, you might say. But if you have any other tasks for me and my companions to perform, you know, in the interest of seeking redemption and forgiveness, we would love to hear what you have to say.
Redemption and forgiveness. We seek gold.
I was about to say, coin never hurts as a motivator either.
Malik, you're leaking again.
What my friend is trying to say is, who do you want to die, and how much will you pay us?
That's another drink. That's another drink. At this point, it's a con save every drink.
And this
special, y'all.
Woody will know that Rachia was preaching to you guys the importance of all life. What was explained to Woody but not Justin is that Rachia had actually escaped the party, and because of her belief that, you know, nobody should be killed, turned back and ran to help the people who kidnapped her not die. So to the "who do you want dead" comment, she's going to say to you, I don't want anyone dead. Even those awful Heart of Embers people that hired you guys to take me. I don't hold ill in my heart towards them. However, is Nomad saying something?
At this point, Nomad has like got up and staggered over, and he like puts an arm around her, half like friendly and half because he can't stand up straight. And he's like, you know, well, I don't know about all that, but I will totally murder the buffet table for free if you put me in the right direction.
She points back towards the keep and says, the servants can fetch whatever you need. And she's like, you're gonna see her, like, her head noticeably just go back as, like, she smells Nomad's breath talking next to her.
Yeah, you guys will notice the bottle that was full when we left has probably got like 2 drinks left in it as he staggers off towards the kitchens.
She's gonna still continue her response to Malik's question and say, but if you continue to seek your path of atonement and you do want to help me out, I would like you to deal with those Heart of Embers people. It's been keeping Anadelia up at night. She's been organizing some things, but I think it would be easier if you guys just went and talked to them and asked them to stop.
Wait, Malik, what are we atoning for again?
Malik will lean over to Woody and whisper, the guards we killed, whose memorial we're at right now?
Oh wait, we kill these guards?
Well, wait, you were...
you killed like with the bats, and
I know I'm being stupid right now.
It's another drink.
Is Jeff AFK? Because I'm wondering. Yeah, I was gonna say I'm wondering if Lantier would hit him again.
Yeah, probably.
Okay, so I understand now. We have to atone for killing these guards, right?
Rachio's gonna say atonement is a path you choose. You don't have to.
You're making it sound like we don't have a choice. I don't like that.
Telling
No,
you don't have to,
yeah.
you idiot.
She said you don't have to atone if you don't want to.
Either way, I don't want to, but I'll go wherever you guys want to go. So what do we do to atone or make money?
Just feel bad about it inside.
On the
Just
inside.
feel bad
Try
about
not
it.
to be terrible.
Okay.
So,
Just focus on
Not
not
do the same
being
thing.
awful.
Okay. I'll
is
do
it
my
wrong
best.
that I came? Is it wrong that I came here to appreciate my handiwork?
See, Dirge has the right idea over here.
yeah, and she's gonna just look very dryly at Dirge, who was the one who made her put in the clause of the things you guys agreed to of no more threatening to break her legs, and look very dryly and say, "I wrote that invitation for Malik only." Not at all sad that you guys got up here, but please try and respect them. They were only doing their job.
I mean, I am, but...
I mean, the Nazis were only doing their job too.
Who are these
know what it
Nazis you talking about? In my culture, when a warrior secures a great victory, he has the right to gloat over his fallen opponents. Check your privilege.
Check your privilege.
I
feel like he's holding the sign. I am not the 1%.
I'm not entirely sure where this night is heading, but I'm excited.
Yeah, she's going to just gesture back and say, excuse me, my privilege? I'm targeted every day for my faith. What privilege do I have?
Non-orc privilege.
And she's gonna say, I understand what it feels like to be an outcast, and she's gonna hold the symbol of the wills up to Dirge, and say, I'm on your side. That's why I didn't have Anadelia send guards to try and arrest you or attack you, and I told her if she wants
murder us in broad daylight.
Yeah, I told her if she wants to seek any type of retribution against you, she does it legally through the means of the courts.
Well, it's smart because this would have just been a bigger service.
I was about to say there would have been more bodies had they come.
Is it possible for Malik to face harder than he currently am at this moment?
Out.
To cringe harder? Is it possible?
Facepalm.
Yeah, I imagine Malik can facepalm so hard that he eventually inserts his head inside of his hand, like the Inuyasha Wind Tunnel monk.
You grew up in a lap of luxury. I grew up hunting rats on the street for my dinner. Don't talk to me about hardship.
She's
this wasn't.
yeah.
This was
She
a mistake,
retracts for
I
a
feel.
second and says, "I'm sorry, I didn't mean to presume, but everybody struggles in different ways."
Everybody makes a living in different ways. Mine is killing people.
And she's gonna nod and say, which was almost me.
No, you're right. But because we let you go.
So are we done at this memorial?
While this is going on, Carter go over to Lilfear, like,
because like I kind of want to go find Elena.
Okay. At this, Lilfear is and we'll just handle all these things. Lilfear is still within earshot of the party. She is not very hard to find. The one person she was talking to has now turned into a group of 3 people admiring her. She has started to sing, and as she sings, she's doing a small dance with her shoulders in the chair she's sitting in.
Oh god. Okay. I'm gonna tap her on one of her dancing shoulders here, and like, I need to. Oh god, I need to speak with you real quick.
She's she stops her song abruptly, opening her eyes and looking towards Carter, and saying, "Ooh, persistent, aren't you?"
Not at all. I have a few questions, and then I'll be out of your hair for however long it's going to be.
She nods and says, "Ooh, I like questions if you can answer questions of my own."
Which is, I'll be gladly to answer any questions. You scratch my back, I'll scratch yours.
She's gonna nod and say, "Gentlemen, will you excuse us for a second?" They're all gonna take a moment, just retracting from neck bearding and say, "Oh, of course," and they're gonna stand up and yeah, have a conversation. The rest of the party, I don't imagine Carter's being subtle at all about this.
He actually is, for once in his life.
Okay. Yeah, if you want to roll me a stealth check to, just kind of keep your conversation on the hush-hush, it'll go against other people's passive perception.
Oh, well, never mind. Fuck that. I'm about as loud as can be. The rolls are amazing tonight.
Lilfear, or rather, you have her attention. And she says, with any question you pose, I will pose one of my own. What is it that you want to know?
Okay, first off.
Be right back.
Where does Madison do his business with his contracts? Where does this usually happen?
I wrote down the inn he is staying at. She's going to say he is a Western Lord. He's from the border forests the Western forests of Elyan. He doesn't live in the city. We're currently staying at the Magnate's Falcon. If you wish to secure any contracts with him, you can most days find him there. And she's gonna look over her shoulder, then back towards Carter and say, "What do you know of that Ilderon you're traveling with? Arabella?"
Absolutely nothing. I've done work for her family many a times for however long it's been now. I've lost. I just came, so I just travel with her and kind of watch over her right now, just so I do not lose employers. But
yeah, she's going to inspect you for a moment, like a very calculating gaze, and then she nods and says, "Is there anything else you want to know?"
How many others are there? Slaves, I mean.
In Madison's employ?
Yes.
she's gonna start counting on her fingers, and she goes through all 10 of her fingers several times before she says, well, traveling around the country currently that are his property, about 50. But ones that he brought to the capital with him, barely a half dozen, or just over a half dozen. She's gonna, her next question, trying to think what she'd want to know that Carter knows. Oh, she's gonna say, so you're a tolls contractor. Would you be willing to take other contracts without asking questions?
I take whatever pays the highest, honestly.
That is her question.
And this is going to be my final question. This is the last thing I need to know. What does his guard detail entail? Does he have a lot of people with him, or is he just kind of walk around by himself?
She laughs a little bit at that and says he doesn't own a single one. And
oh, so he makes things easy.
She's gonna shake her head and say, normally anyone who attacks him isn't ever heard from again.
Fine by me.
She's gonna lean in and say, look, I'm telling you, I don't know what you're planning or what you're up to, but I have him controlled. Don't worry about him. He's not a man that should be taken lightly.
I'm back.
Neither am I, and that's all all Bangkok is gonna say.
Before this ends, she's gonna say, I have friends that have interests in and seeing some less than good things happen to your Lilborn friend in the capital. I would hate if they had to take things into their own hands. I just need to know, if called upon, if you'd be willing to run a little sabotage for me.
Sabotage, espionage, murder, whatever.
Whatever. Yeah.
Whatever. As long as I get some type form of payment, I am up for whatever.
If you know what I mean.
Lilfear is going to nod at that, and I'm trying to think if can you just tell me this as a as Carter's controller? Did the party tell Carter at all that Lilfear's silver sigil?
No. Literally,
okay.
I have like.
I know they talked about it out of character, but I don't think they mentioned anything in character about her. They did say they knew her.
talked about her being in Silver Sigil when Carter wasn't there.
Yeah. Okay.
So he literally knows about names and the fact that Alibaba over there. I forget her name already because I'm terrible with names.
Anadelia.
Yeah, whatever. Anadelia. Jesus Christ, that's a name. His dad employed him. That was literally.
Oh no, Arabella. Yeah.
Yeah, Arabella. That's all he knows.
That was when they were, sneaking around talking in shadows and all that mess.
Yeah, I was at me and Hogan were back at the Lucky Glass.
Yeah. All right. So, anyways, the or rather, if that's all there is to that conversation, Lilfir is going to stand up and rejoin the group.
Carter's going to start headed. I guess he's going to start headed toward the Magnate's Falcon.
Okay. That is where we'll have Carter rejoin the party, his party, later.
Yeah.
All right. If you want to hang around, JJ, you are free to. But I think Carter got some interesting information to bring back to his group for next session. It's going to be about his part here. The rest of the group, what are you guys doing up here? I imagine Dirge and Rachia have kind of hit a standoff.
He's gonna look at Lilfir and like kind of look at her for a second, and then like a light bulb's going off. He's gonna say, "You really get around, don't you?"
Yeah, she's gonna nod and say, "It's my job."
Last time I seen you was in hell.
She says, Somar Villa.
Yeah.
You were at Lady Nakart's ball last 10th day. Or last 9th day.
Hadn't eaten that well since.
She nods and says, I never forget a face. Especially such a cute one.
He kind of looks around like, what? I got a cow ass for a face. I don't know what you're talking about.
A cow ass?
She's gonna just run her hand across it and say, no, it's unique.
Excuse me. That's private. He's gonna be like, I know what you're doing. I know what you're up to. I see what you're doing. You're trying to butter me up. Well, it ain't gonna work, Missy. I'm hard as fuck.
I think that's what she's hoping for.
Shut up, you! Smash you with a hammer. I'm grizzled. I ain't having it. He's like, whatever. He's just gonna walk off muttering like,
yeah, Lilfir is going to gonna turn her attention to Rachia and just bow and then say, I'm sorry for your loss, ma'am. Rachia is just gonna shake her head and say, no, it's... They died in service. It's the most honorable way to go.
Says nothing, thinks nothing.
She's, if the party carries on in this silence, she's just gonna say, well, I'm gonna go back up there with my wife and, convince her to, let you guys walk out of here. So...
Wait, convince her to let us walk out?
She nods and says, she was going to have you thrown off the side of the terrace at your earlier outburst, but she listens to reason.
Why?
Does she want another memorial?
You're right. Do you want to go? Do you want to attend a memorial? Because that's where that's heading.
She's gonna say, "Well, you were extremely rude."
See, yeah, we were. Your rude and my rude are two different things.
No, we were.
You might have been rude.
It's how we cope with our grief.
I was very nice. It would be around this time that Nomad comes back in with the plate of food that he got from the kitchens, and is now sadly absent his bottle, having finished it, and is becoming painfully sober.
I'm gonna say thank you and take the plate.
Oh fuck, no, you're not. It's your own food. And he turns away. He's like, "It's your own fucking food."
Just kind of roll my eyes and politely take Raichi's hand, bow, and for your hospitality.
And she's going to say, Malik, if you wish to continue this atonement path, I believe the next place takes you to your employers, the Heart of Embers. Consider what I said.
I have considered it, and I have considered it very thoroughly already at this moment. I wish to continue with this path.
And just a reminder...
He said, in a voice that was not meta at all.
Yeah, just a reminder, earlier Rachia told you, she thinks the next thing you should do, if you're helping her and yourself, is to go to them and ask them to stop. Specifically, she used the word talk.
What she does not know is that we will get them to stop via other methods.
We'll talk, we'll just let our weapons do the talking.
Murder is how we're gonna do it.
Wait, where? We weren't actually, I'm not saying this in character, by the way. We weren't actually hired by these Heart of Embers guys, were we?
No, you guys lied to her and told her you were.
Right. Okay, that's what I thought. Okay, making sure.
Ruse.
Yeah.
Which, that part of the plan worked.
I mean, every part of the plan we do works. Just in
Except,
the way that we don't expect.
Yeah, except the, get in quietly and get out with her.
And we knew that wasn't going to work.
Kidnap her and sell her to, the Heart of Embers.
Okay.
But otherwise, the memorial lingers on. You guys can go up to the individual candles that are burning and pay your respects. Otherwise, you are allowed to leave the manor whenever you choose, as you guys are not prisoners yet.
Hey!
The whole time, though, and this is just going to be very noticeable, the whole time you guys are talking to Rachia, and you see Rachia just turn and leave, and her group of guards follow her. You notice that Anadelia has been staring, very intensely at your guys' group. It's that intensity of a statue of how someone doesn't move or anything when they get the level of anger where it's not bursting, erupting anger,
She's
but
trying to kill us.
That next level, that next level of that person's plotting a murder, or something near there.
Hey Malik.
Yo.
You keep these two, for lack of a better word, chuckle fucks, occupied while I go and speak to Anadelia.
I thought you considered me one of them.
Intelligent. It's just you're more intelligent than them, anyways.
I appreciate the compliment, but I feel like you're
you to do
fair
something.
enough. Also,
Go up to Anadelia.
Okay, as Lantier walks up to Anadelia, Ilarius is going to turn to Malik and look up from her notes and say, he's technically the one paying me, so I'm gonna go transcribe his conversation. And she's going to walk up with Lantier, book in hand.
It's awesome to be in charge.
Otherwise, though, as you approach the stage, the knights standing behind Anadelia and Rachia are, of course, looking in your direction. Anadelia rises from her chair and says, I have half a mind to have you guys executed right here.
Well, madam, first, that would be murder because I had no involvement with the happenings of the other night, and my name is kind of ordeal, and so murdering me would probably net you in a very large amount of trouble. So why don't we just kind of step back and actually talk this out for a second? Because I have no desire to have my head removed from my shoulder, and I don't think you do either.
Or her shoulders.
Yeah, when you say that, she's gonna respond with, I am not as willing to look past what you did, or what your companions did to my wife. However, I understand the business of being a mercenary, and I would hope you know my vendetta against them is completely personal.
Oh, on that hand, I completely understand. In fact, I was disposed at the time of their acceptance of the contract and had no input on it, and if I had been here, I would have strongly objected and done everything in my power to stop them. And as it is, I will ensure that they appear in court on the allotted day, so that we may see justice done properly. But until then, please just to yourself. We will keep to ourselves and our business, and we will settle this as society would have us settle it.
She nods and says, but I am only half the coin. Rachia finds the best in people even when they don't deserve it.
Leave me.
Go ahead.
It is very hard sometimes for me to find anything worth decency in some of them, but on the whole, people.
She's gonna say, regardless. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
That's stumbling around also is a fairly new addition to the group. He wasn't involved with the incident either, so I would like you to at least during the next couple days proceedings.
Throw a mouthful of food. That's right, I didn't kill him. Why?
Just recently a target of the Hearts of Embers, as was my
Most of those are dicks.
She looks up from her journal and says, "Yeah, I have the notes and records to prove it."
And I come with a proposal, you, my lady.
Anadelia raises her eyebrow. She is still standing.
We are going to distance ourselves, obviously, from the Hearts of Ember, because as you can see, really one of their pure bloods that they talk about. For the low cost of your forgiveness,
wait, you're saying, explain that a little bit to me as a DM. Are you saying that you guys would not talk to them anymore if she forgives you?
Oh,
you're cutting out on me, Jeff.
I'm saying that we will go and handle them is the word I use in front of Rachia, but
okay. Yeah. I mean, she'd be able to put two and two together. Your mic had just cut out on me, so I didn't get all the statement.
Try diplomacy, but if that fails, well, do you know how skilled we are? More physical means of persuasion.
She's going to look back at one of her servants and says, "I need a ledger." He's going to reach into his satchel and pull one out, and she's gonna hand the book to your scribe and say, and this is, by the way, a very nice, it is a leather-bound journal filled with blank pages, and it has a gold leaf on the cover of it and an area to inscribe a name on it, and it has a steel hook at the bottom of the book for attaching it to a chain. She's going to hand it to the scribe, whose eyes are going to light up at this tome, and she's going to say, "Here, please write in something proper. I don't deal with mercenaries. At least I don't like to. However, I'm willing to work with sensible men. If you're recording all these travels, record them here and bring them back to me, and we'll see what we can discuss in the future." The woman's going to take the book excitedly and not unhook the one that's already at her waist, but she's gonna clip that onto her belt loop, and she's gonna begin taking notes in this one instead.
Look at her and say, "Hey, say thank you."
Looking down, you're gonna see like the harsh scribbled chicken scratch of notes, missing a couple vowels and things, but the words are on the page say, "Was told to say thank you," and she looks up and says thank you. Said thank you. She goes back to writing.
Oh my god.
Not approvingly.
That's adorable.
And turn back to the Lady Anadelia and bow deeply, take her hand, kiss it, and say, that concludes our current discussions. Then my companions and I will take our leave of your memorials.
Oh, snap! Oh, snap! Okay. That's cool. Yeah, you do that. As you kiss her hand, you're going to smell a very intense fragrance of flowers.
We're having a stroke, aren't we?
Yes. You go back to your group?
Yes.
Alright, what do you guys do? You guys head out, or... Say it again? Oh,
hello?
Yeah, I didn't hear whatever you said, Jeff. Try like talking for 3 seconds and then say what you're gonna say. It's something on how your mic's picking up your voice.
Or like, am I having a stroke, or did she do something to me? Like, what?
No, she didn't. She didn't do anything to you. That was a check for me. You smelled an intense fragrance on her hand just because she's a noble and she can afford perfumes and luxury baths.
So yeah, go back to the group with my side and the scribe by my side, and say, are we ready to go back and our employer?
Yes.
Which employer do you mean?
Can talk about in public.
Okay. All right. Yeah, sure.
Because I have important information to share with her.
Hey, give me a perception check for Woody. If he has anything that is that gives him advantage on smell-based checks, he gets advantage.
I don't, but I'll give a perception check. Here you go.
Why are you rolling his career right now?
Whoops.
Now we know who's been flooding the chat.
Yeah, is that your perception or is that hers? Because I don't think she has a +6.
That's me.
Okay. Yeah. As you guys start walking out of this group, and Lantier walks by you, on Lantier's face, you're going to smell something very familiar. Well, faintly familiar.
Faintly familiar.
See.
Where'd you get that scent there, Lantier?
Why does that matter?
Because it smells pretty good there. I'd like to know.
I don't think that's any of your business there, champ.
But it smells deadly almost.
And if I die a happy man.
Fair enough.
It's not deadly. It smells like flowers. You've just.
I know. I was just.
Oh, okay.
BSing with it. I mean, fair enough. That's fine.
If you want to try and remember what it is, I'd allow either history or insight, but otherwise you guys can go on about your business.
I mean, sure, why not? Knowledge is power, right? Probably not.
You can try again later, but you can't quite call it back to memory.
Okay.
I'm going to proceed to demolish the buffet table.
Okay. Yeah, on your guys' way out, you could request a large set of food to be sent with you, as the manor has it to, or the keep has it to spare. Taylor, that is an amazing history check, and I will say even on the 20, you don't pass it because you never smelt this before. However, what will pop through Grax's mind on that history check is he starts thinking about all the times where smell was important to Woody, and remembers there was only one time when Woody was a dog.
When Woody what?
Woody was a dog. That time you guys went to visit Teldrin.
Oh, okay.
I would like to point out that as we're leaving, Nomad literally has a plate of food in one hand and like is eating with one of the Fort's forks and is like walking out with it. Just like, this is mine, it's to go.
Okay, on the way out, do we see that guard that gave us a hard time?
At the door, no, it wasn't a guard, it was a steward.
Or the steward?
No, after the ceremony's over, the contingents of knights are still there. Knights and guards. However, they're more so just watching and making sure no one's stolen anything major. You know, nobody's walking out with paintings or statues.
Or plates of food with forks.
I put the statue back. Oh.
Dang it, yet again, I forgot I could steal things.
Yeah, you could have. This place
I always forget about that.
isn't very wealthy, but the areas of it they have furnished are nice.
So guys, we're heading back.
An entire statue. No.
We're heading back to the safe house, yeah?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, let's go. We go to the safe house.
By the way, everybody saw your scribe receive a book from Anadelia. And she has been writing in it the whole time you guys have been walking and talking. Otherwise, though, you guys are able to make it back to the safe house in quotation marks.
Yes.
How far of a walk is that?
It is on the other side of town. You guys are walking in nightfall.
Alright, so at some point I finish my food and I just toss the plate and fork to the side of the street and keep walking.
Rude! You went through so much effort to not, well, to kind of steal that.
It wasn't about the plate, it was about the food.
Damn litter bug.
It was about the image.
Better yet, I give it to like some homeless person. That is like the bones of the chicken and shit.
Oh, you guys are in
There
Sylvia,
you
so I have
go.
to do a roll for you. Okay. Yeah, you are able to give it to somebody who is appreciative of it.
It's literally like bones that have been like completely picked clean. Like there's like it's literally like you can chew on the bones if you want. That's what's left.
But you give him the plate and the dining ware, right?
Yeah, I just hand him it all and keep walking. Don't even say anything.
That's what counts to him. You can sell it for some copper and get some bread. He's living the good life now. Yeah, but you guys make it to make it back to the safe house around 8 o'clock.
Lilfer's still with me, right?
She is. You have her contract for the day.
Sure. She didn't run out on me or anything.
So, is Elena here?
At the house, when you guys get back, no, she wouldn't be there. She would be handling things for the evening.
So what's the plan, guys? We're gonna have like a slumber party, or we gonna actually get into something?
I have to go. I have this contract for the day, so I'm going to go enjoy its benefits for the day. I don't know what you're going to do.
Malak, what you got going on?
Just being back from the bathroom and a vacuum in the background.
Malak, what's happened? What's going on?
The wrath of God has come down.
So many bees.
It's a locust, dude. It's a locust plague. God is pissed.
Quick, throw water on him.
Malik's face is just blurred out.
Throw a blanket over. Help the man do something.
I will get bored with everyone since no one's doing anything and go to sleep for the night.
Oh, I was gonna say I was waiting for him to actually be able to give his answer, but yeah, Nomad would be like, well, you know, I wouldn't be opposed to kicking the shit out of some Embers guys. I do have a score to settle.
Yeah, Malik is down for that. He's definitely up for anything that has to do with continuing working for Regia, because some small part of him does feel bad, despite the fact that she is a noble.
Yep.
You guys down? We can do that during the day.
Or we can do it at night.
We can do that during the day. I still have all my spell slots. We could do that now.
I have all my spell slots too.
Be
You do
Batman.
it with the lights on.
Wait, well, my spell slots have recovered since the last time I played?
Yes.
Have we taken a long rest? Okay.
Yes, they have.
So Nomad would be like, well, you know, burning fire worshippers with fire is best appreciated at night.
You make a good point.
Indeed, I'm still hungry.
Well, we can roast some fire worshippers as you eat people.
Are you a cannibal?
I'll eat anything.
I've never eaten another half orc before.
It is true. He's not technically human. It's not cannibalism.
Alrighty then. So while they're talking about that, I look at them like they're fucking crazy and keep on upstairs.
All right.
Felicia.
Lilfear is going to follow you. and the results of her profession follow.
So wait.
We're gonna discuss that.
That scribe, can she come with us? Because I think ours is going to be a bit more interesting than yours, and I don't think you want everyone to know about your exploits tonight.
Why is it so small? Are you gonna cry again?
Say that again, Justin.
She says the 4 words that every man dreads to hear. Is it in yet?
I'm asking Lantier if the scribe can come with us, since our dealings tonight will be a bit more interesting than his.
She would probably. She's not stupid, is she? Let me look at her competence. Oh, she is.
Well, I mean, she's missing vowels when she's
she can't
writing.
Spell.
Yeah.
Need to get this bitch a spell check.
Confidence.
She's going to say, let me just check with him.
Malik went to college. He could do it.
Yeah, she's going to say, let me just check with him to make sure that's okay.
While she's upstairs, we're like, go!
Yeah. She walks upstairs with, or rather, following loosely behind Lantier and Lilfear. And how many rooms did I say there were upstairs? I thought there was only Elena's room.
And I claimed that one as my own.
In the boss's bed.
Yeah, so, the one large bedroom upstairs, Lantier's going to hear a knock on the door, and, the scribe, who nobody yet has asked her name, is going to ask, is it okay if I follow your companions around and record them killing people?
It's up to you, but sure, if you want to.
And she says, okay, good luck in there.
You're gonna need it.
Yeah. So she proceeds with the party.
Boys.
We're going hunting.
Going hunting, boys. Let's do this.
That's right.
Okay. Is Lantier trying to discuss anything with Lilfear, or is it just business time?
Yeah.
I'm trying to discuss the map.
Okay. Yeah, if you have it and show it to her, she studies it. She studies it intensely for maybe about 3 minutes or so, just tracking the path you took and just committing it to memory.
You can take it if you want.
She's going to gesture to the collar around her neck and say, I really can't. I'm a slave. I'm not allowed to have many possessions. If I can't fit it inside my dress, I can't carry it with me.
It's being really unimaginative.
She's gonna look down and then say, oh, that's for other things.
I guess. What sort of payment am I getting for the delivery of the map? What was the original agreement?
The agreement was that you wanted to sell her to people to make more money. And she said, yes, you could do that, but first she needed that, she needed the map of the catacombs down there. Or the dungeons, specifically. As Lantier's, already noticed, her contract trades between a lot of people very quickly.
Tee.
Hi guys. Nowadays
Is that all he wanted to discuss with her?
Hold on, my computer's being fucking.
Okay.
Needed to discuss with her.
Say that one more time. Okay, we're gonna jump back over to the rest of the party and we'll come back. Where do you guys start your search for the Heart of Embers?
Well, would we know if they have like a base of operations or anything, or like they don't have their own church, right? Because they're an offshoot.
Yeah, I don't think anybody here did any research into them. Terror Cry got you guys their suits. Then Elena said she was going to arrange the meeting with the buyer. And then when she had got back to you guys, you had lost Rachia already. That said, they do have a base of operations, and you can find them in the city. I just, like, you know, I don't know if there's any reason why your guys' character would know where they're at.
Yeah. I mean, they're like on every street corner, aren't they?
Yeah, their members are not hard to find at all.
We can beat the information out of them.
Hey!
There we go. Beat the little piggy so one of them squeals.
That's the way I would want to do it.
We'll see just how much they like fire.
So there was like quite a commotion the other night on that one we interrupted, if I recall correctly. Are there like any large crowds like that around?
In Eileen, this night, actually, this is a huge night of celebration in the city, and I should have been doing better describing that as you guys go about your business. It is the eve of a major holiday. It's hard to go anywhere in the city without finding a crowd of people. Taverns are full with revelers. Those who can't fit into the taverns are in the streets. There are, wherever you're able to make a fire, there are people huddled around them, singing in the nighttime. Specifically looking for Heart of Embers groups, you'd be able to find several. However, not as rowdy as the other one you found. These ones would more so be teaching doctrines to each other.
What you think, boys?
Find one and beat the shit out of them.
Are we beating the shit out of them, or are we killing them?
I want to beat the shit out of them first.
Don't kill them until they tell us where their base is, and then whatever.
Then we can do whatever.
Yeah, what he
All right. I'm gonna go. I guess we would find kind of the larger ones, and let's see. Is there a well nearby? Perchance.
From where you find one of these groups,
yeah, one of the larger ones.
Yeah, they'd be in between the little courtyards and town squares that are Dotaline.
Okay. Well, what I would like to do is I
imagine Dirge would notice them, you know, as he's like walking down a street, you know, looking into one of these passageways and just seeing, you know, the amount of light and torches coming from like one of these squares.
Okay. What he would like to do is go draw a bucket of water from the nearest well, walk into the alleyway, and then just like douse them all in well water.
Okay. These wells are in the center of the square, so you'd actually be like walking by them, as one of their members are, you know, preaching to them. and they'd be watching you like draw this water. And are you gonna pick it up and throw it at the head member, or are you gonna throw it at
the dude that's talking? I'm gonna wait till his mouth is wide open and then just blast him in the face with well water.
This doesn't seem very well thought out.
What do we do, Brandon, that seems well thought out?
Not much. Alright.
I mean, to be fair, I'm not there to guide them.
Yeah. Yeah, so immediately, as you douse this man in ice cold water, he's gonna like stop his preaching and look down at himself, dropping his torch.
I want to say I hate this smell of shit.
Yeah, he's gonna look back to his group and say, "It won't be long till So Yes's cleansing fire takes the scum like this out of Ardor. See, this is why we need her. She's inbound. She's coming."
You like cleansing fire?
I'd like to. Oh no! Here it goes.
Friendly fire, blue on blue.
You're shooting a firebolt at the leader?
The one who's talking about cleansing fire, yeah.
Okay, that is going to miss him. And as that zips by him, he's going to pull out a dagger and turn towards Dirge. His followers are going to rise, and he's going to say, "She's coming, but her justice is already here in the form of the Heart of Embers."
So, is he on a pedestal or something?
No, he's not. He was standing in this town square, preaching to this group, sitting down, listening to him. He is approaching you with a dagger, good sir. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna set my hammer to the side, like just set it up against the wall, and he's gonna just crack his knuckles, and I'm like, just a dagger. That's it.
That's it. Just a dagger.
It's gonna take the coming of your gods to save your asses.
Damn fucking straight. This is how this is gonna go down. You can either point us out to your headquarters, or you can all die here in the street. Do I get a persuasion?
Yeah, you can roll a persuasion. I'll also allow intimidate on that.
Well, I'm better at persuasion. 21.
Okay. On a 21, the group that's rising to support their leader, you're gonna see about 8 of them. Or no, you're gonna see about 8 of them just scatter like roaches and run away. Still leaving about 13 of them still here.
I'm going. If nobody else has anything they want to do, I'm gonna rage and dive in.
Okay. Yeah, before he does that, though, I would look at like the ongoing crowd of civilians and just be like, "Y'all might want to clear out."
Cleaning the streets, make way.
All right. Yeah. Go ahead and roll me initiative.
Do I get a bonus to initiative because I initiated? Eh?
I don't have a token to do my thing with.
I'm going in with just my fisticuffs.
I'll be backing them up, so I'll roll mine for whenever it's effect.
Yes!
Oh, damn it.
I'm going to, let's see, 13 divided by 2, 6.5.
Am I there?
Yeah, I was gonna say, did anybody follow Dirge into this alleyway? Because I imagine everybody would have been looking in different directions.
Well, We know Nomad's there for a fact.
Into the alleyway.
In another direction then.
Yeah.
I mean, we were all kind of yelling at the same people, right?
Yeah, I mean, this was our goal, so I imagine everybody would have followed us in.
Yeah, you guys are all there then.
Except for what's-his-face, who's getting a happy ending.
Alright, I'm gonna do this on 5 D20s. That's just how we're gonna roll that. There we go.
Whoa.
That's some bullshit, man. I call hacks.
Yeah.
Whoa. That's actually really good. Out of a possible 100, they rolled a 77.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's their initiative. Anybody beat a 77?
No. No.
I believe a natural 20 beats everything, so...
JD, did you roll initiative for Malik?
It's not gonna be 77.
Hey!
I beat a 77.
5 is bigger than 77, ain't it?
Wow. Alright, so... It's going to be... There you go. It's a good year. It's going to be Dirge.
Hey.
Captain... Or, we're not gonna do Captain, we're just gonna call him Heart of Embers dude.
Titty Sprinkles?
Yeah, head Heart of Embers guy. Then we have... Lackey. Oh, fudge! Each one of these groups of people is 3 people. By the way, that's how I rolled that.
So there's 15 of them, plus the 1 leader.
The leader is 1, and then those 4 dice are each 3 people, and one of them is going to be 4 people. So I'm going to put just group 1. Group 2 goes, and then Woody would go. So you guys have
Woody goes.
8 people moving before Woody. Or I'm sorry, you guys have 9 people moving before Woody. Then group 3. Grax is going to beat out the final group. And it's going to be a re-roll between Malik and the last group.
So roll again?
Yes.
Amazing.
Nice. I actually expected
Just
you to
Malik,
beat them,
please.
so yeah. Here's the good news. If Malik casts a spell on his first turn, he has the potential of his wild magic not messing everybody else up for the first round of combat.
Hey.
He could just choose not to surge, couldn't he?
The DM
no, that's
chooses
up to
it.
the DM.
Oh.
It's not wild if you get to choose when it happens. Man, when's the last time you guys were in a combat session? Oh yeah, when you were killing people in the sewers.
You see those giant bats?
Yeah, it's actually 10 p.m. I was hoping to end at 10:30 tonight. So is it all right if I just roll up this combat session and we handle it next session?
I mean,
Sounds good to me.
that's fine.
All right.
Yeah.
So good session. I will actually be able to just put time into the environment and the people to actually make it a fun fight. We will end on the man is wearing a holy symbol of Soyesa. The one standing in front of Dirge. So,
The one about to get his face knocked in.
yeah. there could be things about him.
You know, I'm kind of pissed. That's twice that I've tried to fucking hit one of these guys with a firebolt with a +8 to attack and miss.
Well, if you would have shot at anybody other than him, you would have hit.
Oh, that's some bullshit.
Yeah, 14 is decent AC. Like, that's not bad at all.
By the way, for the record, I marked it off beforehand. I would have cast Mage Armor when we were leaving the hide when we were for trouble. So that's up.
I would have cast on Dirge Mage Armor.
Sorry about that, gentlemen. There was the misses, I guess. Calling me during game time.
Tell her to get out of here. No, I'm kidding.
I don't want to die.
What was Woody's 15? $13 and Grax's is 12. I had the order written down, but I'm just writing down what everybody rolled.
I should have figured how close the civilians were and just opened with a fucking fireball, and then we just torture whoever survives for information.
It's just random ladies like, I was just getting bread!
Like some poor old lady that was just passing by looking for the market just gets incinerated.
It's like, I feel like we need to work on your aim.
Hey man, fireball's a hard spell to aim. It's so big.
Yeah, it's got like a 40 feet.
It's a 20 foot radius, so it's 40 foot across.
What was it that we were talking about magic users? Like, you might as well they just need fireball at level 4, like, or level whatever, and then they don't need any other spells for the rest of the campaign.
Seems like that's if you're playing a sorcerer in 3.5, but
it's fine. I've got AoE spells that I can choose who to hurt and who not to hurt. So,
unlike confusion,
I'm on the page where we had the sewer fight.
Yeah, I'm going to. This is the grid I use for you guys, so I'm going to take in this coming week, redraw this as the grid for this town square.
It better look like a masterpiece.
It is. I'm going to have a whole 2 weeks to work on it. Alright, so tonight you guys were in a semi-skill challenge that nobody attempted to pass at. However, you did not fail it.
What was that?
It was you guys stepping into the keep and not being such degenerates to get yourselves killed or kicked out. I had it marked at
I passed hardcore. I was a perfect gentleman the whole time.
Yes, you were.
The best.
I had it as if you guys hit 5 moments of intense public distraction or
cringe.
Yeah, super bad. You guys stopped at just at 4. And at 3 was when Anadelia stood up and Rachia pulled her back down.
So if you hadn't brought me,
yes, Woody accounted for 3 of those 4.
Yes,
we were entirely too well behaved, guys. We need to work on.
We do. We really need to work on our behavior.
Our behavior problems. We're not causing enough problems.
Right.
That's when
I have a standard.
When I started putting tally marks down, it's just like, yeah, at 4 something's getting blown, or at 5 something's getting blown up, and then you guys got your stuff together. So, I'm gonna reward experience for being somewhat behaved at the memorial. I'm also going to reward experience to you guys for picking up on a storyline. Just because I'm assuming it was pretty obvious that the guy Draylin was talking about Elena. There, like, you guys all picked that up, right? I don't need to spell that out anymore. Okay. So that's your guys' storyline that you advanced. Trying to think if anything else major happened tonight.
I played being a drunk to the T. I think I deserve inspiration.
Yes and yes and no. Great role playing tonight. Also, just like the woman scribing with you guys. Like each one of your characters is equipped with the knowledge that Anadelia spies on people through writing, and you get like no one said anything as she picked up the book, and it's just like, oh yeah, that's fine.
My character knows nothing about that, thank you very much, so...
Oh, okay. Yeah, true. The rest of the group
thought
does.
about it, but I don't care.
It's like, let her watch.
Right.
I want her to watch.
Yeah, that whole time, it's just like, would they be doing this? Are they just too lazy? Because I know they know.
It's like, we keep nudging the scribe, and it's like, make sure you put a winky face after
you know
that.
what? Lantier doesn't know. I don't think anyone told Lantier.
Jeffrey, were you around when we got that book, when we kidnapped her and we were...
No, he wasn't. Alright.
Oh.
So, actually I will reward inspiration. Okay, I thought you guys were just, purposely ignoring conflict because you didn't want to deal with Anadelia. But... yeah, good role-playing on everybody's part tonight. Inspiration to Malik for keeping it cool during the ceremony. Inspiration to Lantier. And... it was good role-playing on Nomad, but I just don't feel like many things were added to the story because of it.
That's fair. Yeah. I did pass all my constitution checks, though. I didn't pass out.
Yeah. On Malik
like, literally, if I failed one of those con checks, I was going to be like, yeah, Nomad passes out and the bottle hits the floor.
Yeah, on Malik, you guys got into the party and didn't get kicked out of the memorial. Lantier picked up information for you guys, and did I reward inspiration to Woody? I don't remember.
No, but I've already got it. I haven't used it since like session 3.
Yeah. Anyways, that's gonna put the total of experience tonight at 1,500 for the storyline stuff, and then if anybody can convince me of anything else that was major.
You said 1,500?
Yeah, that was for Draylin getting into the memorial and still working with Rachia and Anadelia. 500 of each. I have the mind of a goldfish, and I'm juggling 200 things, so if I forgot anything, like, remind me.
I mean,
hey, is JJ still here?
I was gonna say, Carter did some pretty cool shit.
Yeah. Carter, if he was a little bit smarter, would have figured out what, Draylin is. But I feel like everybody has a hint towards it.
A pimp?
Yeah. Otherwise, good session. We might be seeing Wesley in the future in solo things. If you come back next week, Wesley, you are completely free to.
Yeah, I was going to talk with you about that a little bit after we're done for the night.
Okay. And your guys' next session is the 11th. And I don't think there's any conflicts with that.
Nope.
Man, it feels so far away. by then, I might be looking to recruit a player or not. I will let you guys know in the group chat. All right, I'm ending the stream.
I must have missed it. How many experience points total?